You have learned how to implement navigation using the link component. Now, there are three things you need to know about the link component. The first one is that it only downloads the content of the target page. To see this in action, I've got the homepage open on the left and the network tab on the right. Now let's do a full page refresh. So look, we've got all these requests sent to the backend to retrieve this page. Now, if you go to the user's page, we're only going to get the content of the user's page. So we're not going to get the navigation bar. We're not going to get any other files like CSS and JavaScript files, only the content of the user's page. So I'm going to clear the log. Now let's go to the user's page. There you go. So we only have these few requests. The first two are identical. This is one of the features in React 18. I talked about it in detail in my React course, but very briefly, in React 18, we have this feature called strict mode, which is enabled by default. When enabled in development, React renders each component twice. This only happens in development, not in production, so you shouldn't worry about it, okay? So these two requests are essentially identical. Now, after the user's page, we have this query string parameter, RSC, which is short for React Server Component. So when we go to this page, the browser sends this request to the backend to retrieve the content of the user's page, which is a React Server Component, okay? Now, the second thing you need to know about the link component is that it prefetches the links that are in the viewport. To see this in action, we have to start our application in production. So back to the terminal, let's run npm run build. All right, now let's start our application in production. Lovely. Now back to the user's page. Let's do a full page refresh. So look, here on the right side, we have a bunch of requests for retrieving the home page, for retrieving the user's page. I don't know exactly why Next.js tries to refetch this page, but that is irrelevant here. What matters is that we also have two requests for fetching users and sort them by name and email. The reason we see this is because on this page, we have links pointing to these URLs. So Next.js tries to prefetch these pages ahead of time to improve performance, okay? Now, the third thing you need to know about navigation is that as we navigate in our application, Next.js stores the payload of our pages in a cache on the client. So next time we go to a page that we have seen before, Next.js is not going to make a request to the backend. It's going to pull out that page from its client cache. To see this in action, we're back on the user's page. Look what happens if we go to the home page. So the home page was prefetched and cached on the client. So now if we clear the log and go to the home page, look, there are no requests sent to the backend because we have the content of this page on the client cache. Now, this client cache only exists for one session and clears when we do a full page reload. So if we do a full page reload, the client cache is cleared.